We were two Stanford students, Larry and Sergey, who had one simple idea: to make information on the internet accessible to everyone, easy and fast. No one believed that search could be made better. The world was confusing, full of chaos of pages and useless results. But we didn't stop there. Our project was called Backrub, a little search engine that analyzed the links between pages to understand what was really important. We knew. We worked nights in a dormitory, with no money, no support, just a belief in an idea that could change the world. And so, in 1998, Google was born, a word that means a billion ideas, a billion possibilities. Google. When we started, the world of the internet was very different than it is now. Everything was raw, unpolished. Every search engine felt more like a catalog or a collection of random links than a tool for really understanding what a user was looking for. We looked at that and felt, we can do better. We can create a search that would not just collect words, but understand what was behind each page. When we were developing PageRank, we spent many nights debating how to assess the importance of pages, not just based on their content, but also based on how other sites linked to them. We viewed the internet as a vast network, where each node was a page, and each link was a vote for the importance of that page. The idea was simple but revolutionary. Important pages are those that other important pages link to. I remember Larry saying, "It's like a social network for pages. If you have a lot of friends, it means you're important." That simple image really helped us develop the algorithm. Personally, for me, Sergey, this work was not just about technology. It was a way to change the way we all gain knowledge. Every time we tested new code, I imagined how it would make life easier for millions of people, how it would help them find the answers they were looking for. At the same time, we understood that creating something revolutionary was not just about programming. It was a daily challenge to our faith, patience, and even friendship. We often argued, disagreed, but always found a way to move forward, because we understood that together we are stronger. I remember there were moments when it seemed like the whole world was against us. Investors didn't understand what we were doing. They thought our idea was too risky or incomprehensible. It scared and annoyed me at the same time. How can you not see that this is the future? I thought then. But over time, we learned not to take rejections personally. Every no was an excuse for us to work even harder, to improve the product, to prove that Google is not just a search engine, but a new way of thinking. Andy Bechtolsheim was a true prophet in the wilderness for us. His belief in our project, even when we had no formal company, no office, no real structure, gave us the impetus to take action. I will never forget the moment we first received a check from him. It wasn't just money, it was faith in us. After we moved into Susan's garage, every day was filled with both energy and anxiety. We knew we were on the cusp of something big, but we didn't know how far it would take us. The office had no amenities or comfortable conditions. I remember how we often ate fast food at our desks, sometimes sat on boxes, but we didn't feel tired. We were elated because we were working on something that could change the world. Larry often told me, "This is our chance to not just do search, but to change the very way people interact with information." And I felt it too, like we were not just writing code, but a new chapter in the development of civilization. Another challenge was the technical complexity. The internet was growing at a breakneck pace, and our servers were barely able to handle the load. We had to constantly optimize and improve the infrastructure so as not to lose users due to slow performance. When we launched Google.com, it was simple, clean, and fast, a contrast to all the other search sites that were overloaded with ads and complicated menus. We wanted people to come to our site and feel like there was nothing superfluous here, just what they needed. The first day after launch, we received about 10,000 requests. It was incredible. Every new user meant that we were going in the right direction. Personally, I remember thinking, maybe this will really change the world. During those first months, we spent a lot of time talking to users, gathering feedback, and trying to make the product better. We understood that we weren't just building a tool, we were building trust. But even despite our successes, there was a feeling that we needed more resources and a team to help implement our ambitious plans. Looking back now, I see how important it was to maintain a balance between growth speed and product quality. It was like walking a tightrope, where every decision could either make Google better or destroy everything we had worked for. At the same time, we weren't afraid to dream. We understood that this little search engine could become something much bigger, a tool that would help people all over the world. We shared this vision with the team, and everyone felt like they were working not just for the company, but to change the world. Thus began our journey, filled with challenges, doubts, but also with an irresistible faith that leads us forward, even when everyone around us doubts. After we officially registered Google and Andy's check became a reality, a whole new stage began. The first money appeared, but with it came new questions and challenges that we hadn't even thought about before. Previously, we were just programming, improving algorithms, and testing how our search worked. Now we had to think about the team, how to scale the product, how to attract new users, and, most importantly, how to make Google profitable without losing its soul. I remember that the biggest fear we had was losing focus. It was so easy to get scattered across hundreds of ideas and start copying what others were doing. But we clearly understood that our strength was in simplicity, speed, and search quality. We brought people to the team who shared our values. They weren't just specialists. They were like-minded people who believed in Google's mission as much as we did. The first employees worked side by side with us in the same garage, sometimes even 16 hours a day. We shared ideas, argued, laughed, and worried all at the same time. Everyone understood, this is more than just a job. This is a chance to be part of something that will change the world. But the business reality was harsh. We had to find a way to monetize Google, and this was where we first faced a dilemma. We didn't want to lose user trust. We didn't want to clutter the interface with ads. At the same time, investors were waiting for results. Then Larry proposed the idea of contextual advertising, AdWords. It was a new approach where advertising became relevant, helped users find what they really needed, and at the same time provided financial support for the development of the company. Personally, I thought this was a key moment. It showed that it was possible to combine user value with a business model that didn't destroy that value. Those days were filled with stress and a lot of responsibility. We often sat in the office discussing how to make Google remain the best search engine, despite its growing ambitions. At the same time, the world began to take notice of Google. Our users were growing exponentially, and with them, so was our team. We hired engineers, designers, marketers, each bringing something special. And together we began to build not just a search engine, but an ecosystem of services that became increasingly complex and powerful. Sometimes, when we looked back, it was amazing to see how much we had accomplished in just a few years. But despite our successes, we never forgot where we started. Each of us kept in our hearts the fire that ignited in our dorm room. This fire helped us overcome doubts, disagreements, technical difficulties, and business challenges. I remember Larry once telling me, "You know, Sergey, it's like building a ship in the middle of the ocean without a map. We have to sail forward, correcting the course as we go." And that was exactly what happened. We didn't have a clear roadmap, but we had passion and a willingness to learn from our mistakes. Some decisions were not easy to make. Determining which features to keep and which to discard, how to allocate resources, how to assign roles on the team. All of this required wisdom and compromise. We learned to work together, listen to each other, and make decisions that were best not for the individual, but for the company and for the users. Gradually, Google became more than just a search engine. It became a part of the lives of millions. People began to trust us, to seek answers, to discover new things, and to believe that the world of information could be simpler and more accessible. It inspired me to work even harder. Every new idea, every new decision was a step forward towards the dream that began in that small room at Stanford. We understood the path would be long, but we were ready to walk it together. The year 1999 was a turning point for us. After Google officially launched in 1998, we already felt that we had a long way to go. By then, we had hired our first 10 employees, and each of them was not just an employee, but a part of our dream. At that time, we began actively seeking investors to increase computing power and expand our infrastructure. After all, the internet was growing rapidly, and we had to be one step ahead. In 1999, Google received $25 million from Sequoia Capital and Kleiner Perkins, a huge amount of support that allowed us to grow faster. That's when we were able to move from a cramped garage to our own office in Menlo Park, in the heart of Silicon Valley. I remember looking at the new space, big, bright, with the ability to scale the team. It was a step forward, but at the same time the beginning of new challenges. In 2000, we introduced AdWords, our contextual advertising system. It was a big experiment, and to be honest, we didn't know for sure if it would work. But it was important to us to keep Google free and convenient, while making the company profitable. AdWords was a game changer. We saw for the first time how to connect the interests of users and businesses, creating ads that weren't annoying, but helpful. This was the moment when Google started to become a serious player in the market. At the same time, in 2001 we faced new challenges. Competitors began to understand that Google was a serious force. Yahoo, Microsoft, and other technology giants tried to catch up with us, copying ideas and launching their own search engines. This added pressure, but we were in the long game. We understood that the key was not to make a quick buck, but to create the best product that people would trust and love. In 2001, we also lost one of our first CEOs, Eric Schmidt, who helped us streamline our business processes and organize the work of a large team. His arrival gave us the professional experience we had previously lacked. Under Eric's leadership, we began to actively develop new directions. Google Images in 2001, Google News in 2002, Google Maps in 2005. Each of these products corresponded to our vision, to make the world simpler and more understandable. In 2004, we went public, another important milestone. The IPO brought us hundreds of millions of dollars and confirmed investors' trust in our project. But for us, it wasn't just about the money. It was a sign that Google had become more than just a startup, but a real giant that was changing the world. At the same time, we remained true to our values: simplicity, quality, and care for the user. All these years, we've remembered where we started, as two guys in a dorm room who believed that the search could be different. That belief has helped us overcome difficulties and move forward. Larry often said, "We're building more than a company. We're building a tool that will change the way people experience the world." It was our guide and inspiration, even in the most difficult moments. After going public in 2004, we felt like we were on the threshold of a new phase. The enormous responsibility and new opportunities opened up horizons that we could only dream of before. Our team now numbered hundreds of people, but we sought to preserve that unique atmosphere that was born in a small room at Stanford, where everyone felt important and responsible. We understood that Google was more than just search. It was a platform that could change the lives of billions of people. Every new service we launched was aimed at making the world more open, accessible, and convenient. In 2005, Google Maps was a game changer. For the first time, people could easily find addresses, get directions, and discover new places with a simple interface. We saw how it changed the way people explored the world around them. At the same time, YouTube, which we acquired in 2006, was another step in creating a global platform for sharing information and creativity. We understood that video was the future, a way of expressing and learning that would connect people around the world. In parallel, we developed Gmail, Google Docs, and many other services that have become an integral part of life. Each of them was based on the principles of simplicity, accessibility, and interaction. Over the years, we have faced the challenges of scaling our infrastructure, protecting user privacy, and maintaining high quality of service. This has required us to be constantly improving and flexible. We saw Google become more than just a search engine, but a part of a culture, a way of thinking, a new language for communicating information. It was inspiring and lived up to our deepest dreams. But despite our growth and success, we never forgot where we came from. From a small room where two students believed that we could make the internet simpler and more accessible to everyone. That belief has remained our guiding principle and the driving force behind every decision we make. Over the years, Google has become more than just a company. It has become a symbol of innovation and the pursuit of excellence. We have come to understand that our work is not just about search and services, but also about the responsibility for the future we are building together. In the 2010s, we developed artificial intelligence, worked on autonomous driving, launched cloud platforms, and projects that seemed unthinkable at the beginning of our history. Each of these steps is the result of a belief that technology can serve and empower people. We've seen how Google helps billions of people every day find jobs, learn, get medical care, communicate, create. It's changing not only the world of information, but also the lives of each individual user. Looking back, we understand that the secret to success is not in technology or money, but in an idea that unites people and gives them meaning. All these years, we have remained true to our mission, to make the world simpler and more accessible. This story is about faith, perseverance, and the desire for change. It's about how even the boldest dreams start with a small idea and one step forward. We want everyone who reads this story to remember, don't be afraid to dream, don't be afraid to act, and follow your idea, even when it seems like the whole world is against you. Because within each of us lies the power to change the world. And this power begins with faith. Over the years, from those humble beginnings in a dorm room in a cramped garage, Google has become more than just a company. It's a real part of our lives. Today, Google is an ecosystem of products and services that billions of people around the world use every day. It's search that answers questions instantly. It's maps that help you find your way. It's tools for work, learning, and creativity. It's artificial intelligence that expands the boundaries of what's possible. But when we look at this giant, we always remember that it all started with an idea, with a simple desire to make information accessible to everyone. This idea still drives us today. Despite the incredible technology and scale, we never forget that behind every line of code are people, those who strive to make the world a better place. This spirit, this belief in change, is the most valuable thing we have created over all these years. And even now, when Google is more than we could ever imagine, we don't stop. Because the world is changing, and so are we. We continue to dream, explore, and create to make life easier, more interesting, and richer for everyone. So this story isn't just about Google. It's about all of us. About everyone who is willing to dream, take action, and change the world one step at a time. And if we've learned anything, it's that a long journey begins with a small step, and belief in an idea can change everything.